Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on which part of the world you are listening to this video from. I'm Myrna Loy of Blackbright News, which can be found at www.issuu, which is issue.com/Blackbright News. Now I'm calling this video No More Chocolate in Chocolate City because in China they have a place called Guangzhou. It's the third richest city in China, and it is there where the majority of Africans congregate. They all flocked over there, thinking about by 2012, allegedly there was 100,000 Africans in Guangzhou. According to Chinese researchers, they put it at about 150,000, including illegals. Anyway, because there's so many Africans in Guangzhou, they call it Little Africa, or Chocolate City. It's now been dubbed Chocolate City. Okay, so I'm not quite sure the relationship between so many Africans going to China and the what's it called? I'm always doing this, aren't I? The Forum for China African Cooperation, who donated £60 billion to Africa for its development. Now, I guess if you see a country like China investing 60 billion into your country, you're going to think, well, if you're naive, that is, oh, they must like me. They must love Africans. So off you go, traipse into their country and setting up your little business there, because it's mostly entrepreneurial Africans that actually go to Guangzhou, and educated Africans. But when they set up their businesses in Guangzhou, they're selling counterfeit goods and they're selling it at American prices back to their African people. So they were making a killing, over 100% profit. So they were really killing it. Anyway, what's happened now and what's brought about this video is that I think very, very recently, a senior judge by the name of Juliet Hatanga, she's Ugandan, she went to Guangzhou with her VIP entourage, turned up at a hotel that they'd booked at, and was refused entry. Apparently, there is a ban, a police ban on Ugandans, Kenyans and Nigerians in all the Guangzhou hotels. When she asked why couldn't she stay there, they said there's some criminal activity, but they wouldn't give her any more information. And apparently there was no alternative accommodation for 50 kilometres. So I don't know what happened to her. Anyway, all things have kicked off now because of it. Now, what we need to understand with the Chinese is that you're only good as the money you're making for them. It's obvious that the Africans now in Guangzhou have outlived their usefulness and they want them out. Apparently they've deported 30,000. I don't know if they're illegal. I don't know what they are. I don't know what the background is, but that's what I heard. So we're dealing with a country that's quite mercenary, because I think I've heard, you read about Chinese being racist and stuff like that. And then I wonder, how come if they're racist, they do pedicures and they would touch our feet and they would touch our nails? But then I have to remember the motivating factor for them is money. And that's how mercenary they are, because they would do anything for money. As long as it's bringing in the dollars, as long as it's making the dollars, they will do the work. So don't get it twisted. Don't think because they're doing your feet that they like you. Don't think because they've donated 60 billion, because I think it was 67, it's gone down to 60 billion that they've committed, that they like you. They don't. With Africa, they love Africa. It's got gold, it's got minerals, it's rich with resources. That's what they're investing in. They're not investing in the people. They don't give a toss about the people. So, and when you think that, like I said in an earlier video, that they're the most populated country in the world, Once they've invested in Africa, they can get rid of them all and they can all go to Africa because it's one of the biggest continents. So, got to really be careful when you're thinking about why people do what they do. Not everybody is sincere, not everybody is spiritual, not everybody is nice. You know, you have to think about what is the hidden agenda, why the generosity, why? Anyway, what else was there? Anything else I've forgotten? I always forget something. Oh, you know what I was going to say? I was going to say all China is really doing is what Britain is doing and what USA is doing. China for the Chinese, England for the English, America for the Americans. So you can't really blame them. And I think, you know, everybody's going to take a stance like that. Now, we have a problem in the UK, especially with this Brexit thing, because we've got so many UK migrants living in Spain. I think we've got about nearly 300,000 living in Spain. Now, if Spain decides Spain for the Spanish, what's going to happen to all that lot? Are they going to turn up on UK's doorstep and say, look, you know, they don't want us anymore? Because that is what's happening all over. So unless you're a citizen of a country, it's no point really investing in property, investing in anything. There's no point bringing your family over. Just do what you've got to do. If you've got to work, work. But keep your suitcase by your bed. Because you know that when you're ready to chip, you've got to chip. And don't go taking up everything, believing that everywhere else is a safe haven. The only safe haven is the place where you were born, provided your parents were born in that country as well. Because if your parents weren't born in that country, you're up the creek without a paddle as well. So, I tell you something, this thing is getting more and more, it's not really getting more and more complicated, it's getting more and more straightforward actually. So, I think I've covered everything now. Yeah, I have. So, I hope this bit of information was useful to whoever it applies to. And yes, I'll keep you informed as and when I get information. That's all for now. Bye bye.